Okie dokie, I am here, you know. But let me see if I can find myself. Oh, some nice stuff by our angel today. Are we gone live, hun?
Yep.
Okay, let me see if I can find me again. I always say that every week. I hope you're all well. I am just looking for me, and here I am. Oh, I've got one person joined, so that's good. I'm a little bit late as usual, but I am here. Oh, hi, Di. Again, I always say that every week. Let me put my horrible voice down. So, there we go. So, what have I got for you today? Well, so I'm going to just wait for a few more of you to come on board. Unfortunately, Pip won't be joining us today, which is a bit sad, but she's all good. There's nothing to worry about. And I've just been getting lost in my design work and just about remembered it was Facebook Live. I have just received all the samples from Jill, and cannot believe it how beautiful they are. I was nearly in tears, I have to be honest, because they were just so nice. And hopefully Jill will be doing a Facebook Live for us next week. So I've only got a couple of you on board at the moment, so I'm just going to start going through the samples that Jill sent through, because I think it'd be so sad not to show you, because she's done such a beautiful job, as always. I'm just going to start showing you, and you can obviously always watch this on rewind. So this is the beautiful lady from the Industrial Blue. She's used a stencil here, and she could use any of the ShokART stencils, obviously use some paints and created this really lovely 3D effect. So absolutely, as she says, absolutely unique. So really nice. So that's one thing I've got to show you. Now Paul loves this one. He calls it his Batman wings. So, oh hi Charlie. Yeah, we're just starting to get a few of you on board now. I'm just showing some beautiful samples that Jill Humphries has done for us, the Crafty Surgeon, using the industrial papers, the timeless and the rustic, just to, while you're all coming on board. Absolutely beautiful. Obviously you'll recognise this. This is one of the Stamperia moulds, but you can just see how well all of this works together. Absolutely gorgeous. And Jill's actually crackled using the metallic. I don't know if anybody's seen that. I know Sheila, you like the metallic crackle, and you can see that we've got this lovely metallic crackle coming through as well. Some absolutely beautiful samples. I literally was in tears when I saw them, in a happy way, by the way, before anybody thinks, oh my god, she's crying. So there's just so many, I don't know where to start. I'm like going around in circles now. I'll show you all the Industrial Blue first, and then I'll go on to another set of I'll show you the. So, you know, when you've got something like the Industrial Blue pad, you can do so many different things. I love this because they open the other way. So I absolutely love it. And Jill's made this beautiful card, really lovely, really nice, really simple, but just so effective. Just using the stamps in the background and then using the actual industrial paper at the front. You've got this beautiful sample here as well. This is where you've got the papers at the bottom and they're already torn for you or giving you the impression, and then just used the other stamp as well. I really wanted to share them with you because they were just so beautiful. And again, this is a matte and layered, could be for any gender really, and that's the beauty of this pad. Then very quickly I'm going to show you a couple of more. I'll show you one of the really pretty Rustic Paris. So anybody who's got these will actually know. Hi Carolyn. So you will actually know how beautiful these are. A couple of timeless ones, some really nice, really beautiful cards using a lot of the circles that we've already given you, but just look at those, they're just full of yumminess. There's just too much to show you, I have to say. I'm not going to show you everything. This beautiful book box that Jill's made using the papers again. You can do so much with these, and they are just so beautiful, so forgiving as boxes. You can see a lovely easel card there as well. Look at that, looks beautiful, doesn't it? And you'll recognise some of these 3D bits as well. It's not going to fit in there, I'm just trying to get it in there. So those are some of those samples. Like I said, I'm in awe of all the samples. Let me show you another one for the rustic. So look at that, really nice 3D canvas, absolutely beautiful. Love the way she's rusted these cogs, love the way the impression mould just fits into there. So there's just some really lovely examples there, and they work so well with all the ranges. So this could have been the industrial paper, it is actually the Rustic Paris. So finally I will show you, there's just so many, I don't even know where to start. Another one with the rustic, and I love this because I love the building with all this brickwork around the edges. So again, absolutely gorgeous. Right, today, what am I doing today? Well, you know what? I've been playing and I've been playing. We're waiting for some new samples to come in. Lots and lots of different things. And so I want to say a big thank you to Jill, because I couldn't do it without her with all the samples. So what have I been doing? Oh, I don't even know where to start. We've been looking at foiling the books, but not in the traditional way. So I wanted to try and see if we could do it in a different way. So I'm going to just start off with showing you something that actually Pip is launching on Tuesday. And let me go and grab it. It's from our Christmas collection, and I just want to show you. I'm going to start off with that because I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but can you see the way we've had the books made? We've put a toner into them so you can actually foil them. So all you need is your foils, and I've left all mine downstairs, but all your foils, and any foils will work, and I know Di does foils. Any foils will, I think any foils will work. I've used the Pentart Foils, I shouldn't say that because I don't know for sure. And basically I've just put them through a normal laminator, but can you see, so that you can see it's absolutely really lovely. So I was just going to get the Pentart Foils. If you could get a collection of those for me, I'd be great. Yeah, any from the shelf. So this is, I've used the green foil here, and I've just put it through the laminator, and this is actually a part of our new Christmas pad. So just wanted to show you that. Now I thought we're also bringing sheets out. Oh, thank you, Di. So yeah, so these are obviously toner foils, because the way the ink is on our artwork, you can see that you can actually lift up some of that. Okay, obviously it depends on how you do it. So you don't need anything else other than a laminator, an inexpensive laminator, plus the foils from Pentart. Paul's like bought me a million now. So it's all. So the foils come in the 5 sheets. They're just like this. I've got one open here, and I'll show you the blue one in a minute. So you can just see they're just one sheet like this. I'm not going to show you how to use them because I'm going to be doing a YouTube on that. But I just wanted to show. Oh, look how many's bought me up. I mean, they come in holographic. They come in metallic board-on. I'm not going to bore you with all the colours because there's just too many. But I just wanted to share with you what I've been using. Hi Debbie, good afternoon Jill. I've been just showing all your samples. Jill, I was nearly in tears, in happy tears, when I showed all your samples. I didn't know where to start, I was that excited. So we've just gone through all of them. But today we're just talking about some foiling. So let me get my little magic bits up. So it is in early stages, so I am going to share it with you. It's your my little group. What we're doing is we're going to be doing the sheets which look like this. They will all vary, by the way, and they will all be different, and there'll be different colours. So you can see, and you will be able to die cut them. And you will also, Pip knows nothing about this, so I apologise in advance to her, because it was something I decided to test and do today. So you can die cut them, so that's a good thing about it. Also, they're adhesive. So there's a win-win situation there, so you can use them for your die cuts. We are looking at A4 sheets as well for this, but at the moment we've got the A6 size. And so I just wanted to show you that. We've got them in the blues, we've got them, you can have, we'll be doing them in all colours, but these are all our test ones, okay? So this one, these are both an embossed foil finish. This one is a plain finish, okay? So I just wanted to share that with you. We'll also be doing sheets with just the foiling on, so they're adhesive, because obviously and then you can die cut them to your heart's content. Okay, so that's something. These are tests, by the way, at the moment. And just to show you, obviously I've cut a bit out of this and I've put it somewhere with it. Here it is. So just to show you, I've obviously, not out this one, I've obviously cut that out with something else, is that I've stuck it down already onto, and it's got this beautiful, can I show you that? I hope you're liking this. Oh yes, Jill, you know, they arrived safely, they look beautiful. I've only been able to share some. Oh, the Stamperia Die, we have got it available. I will check with Paul to make sure it's on the website. But I'll get that on the website. We have got some left. We haven't got many, but we've got some. It's one of my favourite dies, actually, at the moment. So it's the white one with the floral. I'll get that sorted after. So, and can you see there's the foiling on that? Obviously, I've used it to cut this bit out. But I just want to show you, and I'm going to show you how easy it is. And then with all the papers, like we've just talked, there's a toner in the papers that you will be able to actually foil onto using the foils from Pentart. So you can see, can't really show you any more of this collection yet. Okay, so what did I think I could do? So I wanted to show you, remember I did a card last week, so we will, Jill, we'll make sure we put one of those dies aside for you. What I wanted to show you is that we made this card last week, and the way we've brought the foils out is you can easily then die cut your dies and then make something as beautiful as that and sort of the industrial sort of effect. Or you can put them, look at that one. Now can you see how beautifully they work? So what we'll be doing is we'll be doing them in the colours that match each of the collections if we can possibly, or at least make them generic. So you'll get a sheet like this, and it's up to you if you want to die cut it or if you want to put it through your embossing folders or your stencils. So let me show you how that works. So also we'll be doing the labels as well to match. So if you wanted to, you could easily then put a sentiment on top of this, so you can actually stamp straight onto these as well. I'll do that as well. So let me see, what can I do? So I'm going to make a little card to get us started. So these are all the four, this is what we'll be doing. We'll be doing these A6 sheets. I haven't decided what colours, what designs or anything, but I just wanted to show you that you can use your die cuts and die cut out of them as well. But just look at that, just on its own, even if you just put them on top of each other, you can just see, I don't know anybody else who does it, they are adhesive. So as you can see, we've got different ones there as well. This is what's been cut out of this one. So every time they will be different. They will not be produced as a mass production of the same thing. Now I mentioned to you that you can actually put your, any of the pads that we've done today will go through your laminator with the Pentart foils, which I just talked about. And I know they're bringing some really beautiful ones out as well. So we've got loads. We've got holographic ones. We've got plain. And I've got a green and blue and silver going on this one. So you can just catch it because it's very white, obviously. So I thought I'd make a little card and go through it and talk it through. So obviously you can do whatever you want. You can either use them as they are, which obviously if I hadn't die cut this, that's exactly how that would have been. I mean, I just think it's absolutely beautiful. I don't know what you all think. Oh, thanks, Jill. Yes, you can. I know, Jill, I just saw your the 25 little napkin box, post box, whatever you want to call it. It is absolutely beautiful. I'm so tempted to sort of get into them. Yes, I think the new foils will work really well. I mean, we've got the holographic foils which give you rainbow colours. Can you catch that one there? So again, you can do whatever you want to do. I mean, these will actually come to you you can either buy the foils and you can foil them yourself and do the colours you want to if you've got a laminator. Anybody who doesn't, we will be doing sets where we've already done them as well. And then obviously it's up to you what you die cut them with. And we are, like I said, trying to source A4, but they are just so different. And I think you'll be very, very pleasantly surprised by these. Right, so let me show you what I'm going to do now. So I thought I would actually make a card. So I've got the foiled paper. This is just one of the pieces out of the industrial blue. So I've got the foiled paper there. I'm going to do a really simple card. Let me and I've actually got it doubled up, so it's really nice. So I'm going to use that as my basis. And then I've got lots of other ideas. You know, I could easily put that down. I could use... I just think this is going to be so... It's really hard to show you sometimes. Can you see how beautiful that is? Obviously, if you've got something darker, like this bit is, you're going to get a totally different look. Now, can you see how beautiful that looks? And then... we can see that looks really, really lovely. Or you could actually just stick this sheet down and then use this as your extra piece here. And then you'll get a different look again. And you could actually just put that onto black card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a couple of ways to do it. Firstly, let me fold this one and I'll do this on a black card for us. I think it will be nice for you to see how they work. I've literally, I'm not joking, they've just come in through the door and having these ideas. You know what I'm like. So the first one I'm going to do, I think it's really nice for you. I'll do it this way. It's really nice for you to see how these could possibly work. So what I thought was I would take one of these and just stick it down so you can see. You've got this really beautiful black shadow, which you could keep. Now, they are adhesive. I've obviously cut that to the edge. This one I've done with alcohol inks, and you will see it. But this is all in the making. And this is what you will be able to do. Okay, so because they're self-adhesive, it really works with the foiling, because foiling you can't really, it's very hard to stick foil down as it is. Can you see the reflection? It is absolutely beautiful, and it is really, really easy. I mean, obviously you can use the carrier sheet and peel it one bit at a time, not like Dali does. I always say that to you, don't I? Don't do what Dali does, but there you go. And even if you've got intricate dies, you can do this. There's nothing that you can't do with it. Now just look at that. I mean, if you just put now a sentiment on there, let me do it. Let me find if I've got a nice. Let's find this little sentiment for us, and I'll just stick that on there just to show you. I've got one here that I've just got. So if you just put a really nice sentiment on there, you would now have a really beautiful beautiful card. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to just tear this bit off. Oops. Put that aside just to show you. Okay. Just going to tear this bit off the heel as well. Okay, so I'm just working with this little bit here now, so I can show you a little bit more interesting. Okay, and then what's easiest to do is get a ruler and then just tear this bit as well. So, because I don't want any edges that are straight. So I just want to create a background for my card, which will be absolutely beautiful. I am so happy with these, can you tell? And like I said, you can foil all your books and everything. We've got so many things coming out, but this was one of my ones that I've always wanted to do and didn't know how to do it or where to do it. It's all done in the UK, so we can hopefully do this. So all I'm doing is, you could use a pair of scissors, you could use a distress tool. So I just didn't want the straight edge. There we go. With all of those out of the way. Nice mess I'm making again today. So there you go. You've got this really like quite shabby chic, but at the same time very, very. I mean, I would get a different sentiment, to be honest with you, but I just wanted to show you because I'm so excited. But can you see how easy we can do that? Now, that could then go onto a piece of white cardstock. And then you've got such a beautiful, let's make this one as well. It's just giving you ideas. That's very true, Di. There is so many lovely, lovely, lovely effects you can get. So can you see now how lovely that already looks? I would trim this edge off. I'd put a different sentiment on. But that's one way of just using them. So that's just sticking it down. That's your waist in a way that I've stuck down. And you can just see all of those beautiful, beautiful. Just imagine bringing that into some of your mixed media projects. And, you know, you could use this to mask things off, actually, as well. So I'll throw that one away. So that's just the tape at the back. That's one idea. Now I talked about you could easily stick, they've been made so that you can easily stick a sentiment, and all you would do is peel these off, and then we could just add it just to our card here. So it sort of brings it in as well. You could add that to a black piece of card and then pop it up as well. But I'm just showing you some ideas of how this could work. Yep. And again, we could put it back onto the cardstock here. And you've got this really nice dimension going on. Okay. So let's go back to this card because I really do want to make this card. So I'm going to use this is a die as well, but this is actually cut out the industrial blue pad. So it's just been cut out. And I remember just putting that down here. So yeah, so there's just so many lovely things that you can do. Yeah, Debbie, the industrial blue papers are absolutely beautiful. They really are. I mean, it's a big A3 book. So I will do something with that as well. So I'm going to start with sticking this down here. Now, do I want to stick that one, or do I want to stick the blue one, or do I want to stick both? So can you see, I think 2 is too many. The blue works with the industrial really well, but I think it gets a little bit lost on this piece. But if you were to put it onto a darker piece, then it wouldn't get lost. So you can just see the differences. So let's go with the gold. Okay. And that is literally, you know, you don't have to do a lot with it. Now the other one we could do is we could stick it onto this, then stick that onto there, and then stick this onto here. So you can see how well that works, because there's grey tones in this as well. So, or we could use maybe not that one, maybe we could try and use this one, but we've got more green in this one. So the green might not work as well as with this tone. But what we could do is we could try that, say with Astral. We could try the green tones with that. Let me have a look, see if I can find a page that could work. It's just my bits of scrap. Actually, we'll take this bit here. Or that bit, we could take either. So what we could do is we could use it like this. And where's the green one gone now? So yeah, so again, you could use it in lots of different ways, all these different ideas. And if you wanted to, you could actually, it's probably not the right paper, right piece to use, but you could actually put this onto here, then put your, see how the industrial and everything work together, and then put this on top. And then you would have a really lovely card. The other way we could do it, I'm just using all these examples, is to put this onto here. Maybe we could show half a clock here, and then we could paper piece in maybe a different colour even, and then you would probably do that on the other one. But can you see how many options you've got? So there's lots of options. Let's go back to where we started, which is the industrial blue. Right, I'm going to use this piece here, and I'm just working out whether do I want to paper piece that in. I think, do you know what, I like the idea of this. Can you see I'm thinking out loud? And I'm thinking, how do I want to do this? So, don't want it to be too dark. So let's start off. I'm going to stick this down first. And that's where I'm going to start today. We have just ordered this glue. So for anybody who hasn't got this glue, you will have it if you want it. So I've nearly finished mine. This was a tester and I've nearly run it out. I'm hoping, we ordered it, I think Paul ordered it today. And our mannequins are in as well. They've only just come in. So today has been one of those days, you know, when you get everything. Jill's samples came. Oh gosh, seriously. On Tuesday, Pip will be launching our Christmas collection. I wanted to launch it today, but I thought, do you know what, you've only just had the industrial. Don't want to overwhelm you, but we won't have anything in probably until July now. So I'm going to put this one here in the middle. And that glue is just so beautiful. Doesn't really, you know, even though you get it on your hands, it sort of wipes off. It doesn't stay sticky or anything. And for somebody like Dali, it's really helped with my paper crafting. Okay, so this is what I want to show you. Even though these are very, very delicate, so I think I'm going to keep that one for the different card. But I'm actually going to add this one onto this one. So let's try. So it's very easy to peel them. She says, if you ever have a problem, what I always do is take the bottom and then just, if you haven't got nails, use a pokey tool and this will just come away. Now if you wanted to, you could do this in steps. See how easy it is? And you've still got this, so you could, if you wanted to, add it somewhere else. See, that actually works. So you could actually bring it back into this card. Look at that. Magic. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay this of where I want it. I think I want it just there. Let me know what you think of the new product, because obviously it's always nice to know. Now you could put it onto cardstock and cut it again, because you obviously got the adhesive element to it. So now can you see how easy that was just to add that bit of glamour? I mean, I'd probably take a less busier page because we've got a really busy page already. So I'd probably take a less busier page to show you this, but I still really like the effect. Now you could have taken a die cut of a black one and shadowed it as well. So that's another way you could have done it. So I just love it. I just love that effect. So next thing I'm going to do is we've got these beautiful baubles, beautiful light bulbs as well. So they come on a sheet to us, different colours. I'm not sure if we've got them in the website or not. So we'll have to have a look at those as well. So I'm just looking for a colour I'm going to really be happy with. It's hard to tell, look, because they're quite clear, and I like that about them. So I think I'm going to go with this greyish tone here, and I'm going to put that sort of in the middle because I really like that effect. So can you see, sort of with the light bulbs and the light bulbs, it sort of works really, really, really well. So I'm just going to get my cutter and I'm just going to cut that down. And I really think that it's really nice. That's very true, Jill. And you can actually, on the top of these, this one, we've actually put alcohol ink onto top of that. So yeah, it is possible. There's just so many possibilities. So I'm just going to cut this card down. Paul's bought me a mannequin. Look, the mannequins are in. Doesn't look anything like Pip's mannequin, by the way, but that's going to be like that once we start the workshops. So there it is. It's quite big. In fact, I've got a ruler here. Why don't I tell you how big the mannequin is? You know, that's 8.5 approximately. 8.5 inches, if anybody wants to know. Don't ask me in centimetres, I'm no good. It was funny, I was talking to a youngster the other day and he didn't know what inches were, so there we go. Not very helpful, really. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to edge this. On the edges. And I think it'll just give it that really nice finish. It's using a Distress Oxide. I think it's going to look really, really nice. So can you see how lovely? I just think it gives so much more dimension to your cards or your piece of work, or you know, I like to do something which is a little bit different, and obviously this is a little bit different. Now you could still introduce some more. So for example, I could even use it there, but I don't want to waste all. That's quite nice. I don't want to waste that. I can still die cut into that. I can still do other things with that, so I won't want to waste it. But what I do need is I need another black sheet of card, and I'll go and grab that, and we can then mat and layer that onto a piece of black card. I mean, there's just so many things you could do. You know, we could go back and put this on and then do another bit and so forth. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick this onto here. And then it's just such a nice way to work. And then you could mat and layer it even more. You could do more layers. But today was just to show you, really, just a bit of playtime with these new projects. So there we go. Let's cut that down. And it's just a nice way to work. I'll cut an hour in a minute. Still getting used to my little trimmer. I think I'm getting there. It helps if I put things on straight, I suppose. But hey, it doesn't matter. It's just Dally playing. You at home will do a really lovely job. So there you go. That's one part of it. And then what you want to do, if you want to, you could either matte and layer it back onto another sheet of the paper. You could do that. Or you could go with a white sheet and matte and layer it onto a white sheet. But can you see how quickly... Now I haven't stamped onto this, and I'm going to stamp onto this piece. These are like test pieces. And let me see if that works. Let's try. Got nothing to lose, have we? Because then you could have stamped. There you go. So that stamps beautifully. So you know that you can stamp onto it. I've used Diversifying to stamp onto it. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stick this bit onto, and again you could use all of that for your other bits and pieces. I'm going to use this bit. See if it fits there yet. Just as my, oops, it's not quite straight. And you can lift it if you're quick. Mainly, yeah, I am on camera, I was going to say, wasn't I? And then all I'm doing is sticking that, I'm not doing a very good job at all, am I? Sticking that down, not too much that way, and I keep thinking, I should start in one corner, shouldn't I? I can always trim it, it's going to fit just, that's what it is. There you go, that'll do. No it won't, because I've gone too much that way. But can you see how good these are? Because Dally's just going to be faffing around all day with it otherwise. There you go, that's better. I was just, do make sure it's dry, but I think it's fine. I've just put my hand right through it, but it's not a problem. And then I'm just going to quickly cut this off. And this way, you could cut them so you've got a border, you could cut it before you stuck it down. So I'm just going to give mine a very, very thin border, because I like the idea of that. And basically, all I'm doing is then I can actually raise that and put that up. And I love it because every time you will look at it, the reflection is from different, it's all from different parts. It's not from one part. So I've only got these little ones. Oh no, I've got some over there, haven't I? Just put these down there. These are tiny, tiny, tiny. But that's okay. They will work. So yeah, so I think you just have to just have a play. And it is my first time playing, so I have no idea what I'm doing, as usual. So it's all good. Oh good, you found the bulbs on the website, brilliant. I knew they were somewhere. Me and my, the bulbs are lovely. I think Pip's got some as well. So, can you see already how lovely that all works? Now you could make that a lot smaller if you wanted to and just cut into that. But I'm quite happy with that. And then what I would do is I would matte and layer that up onto another sheet, and then you would have this really lovely, you can see already that white. So that's just one version of it, and the light bulb really makes it. Okay, so that's one idea. Obviously you've got this idea here, where it's really nice. In fact, that looked really nice at an angle, actually. Yeah. Now you could put in one of these and then just shadow it, and that would look really, really nice and make it 3D. Oh, I like that. So you could do that. I'm actually going to use mine on this card. Or should I not? Or should I do this one first? Let me see. Let me have a think. I think what I'm going to do is, you know, I've got too many choices. So this one, I could have used the gold one. So Okay, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to leave this card for a second. I am going to show you. So you've got one sheet I've put down already. Now, if you wanted to put a whole sheet down, I'm just going to get some cardstock. If you wanted to put a whole sheet down, you could. I'm just going to cut the bottom of this because I want to test. The bulbs are on there, the light bulbs.
Okay.
Oh, did you go to check? Yeah. There you are. Jill's very kindly put the pad up. And thank you, Jill. You're such a trooper. You're a trooper. Right. So I'm thinking what I want to do. Can you tell I'm thinking what I want to do? So now I'm thinking. Look at all these ideas I've got. My little brain is going to be on fire. See, I love that look as well. And you could use these with any of our collections. So let me just grab something else. She says, let me just grab. I think I'm gonna. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna grab Fancy Floral. I haven't used Fancy Floral for so long. It is one of my favourites. So now obviously we've used a lot of the gold over there. What you could do is you could then add that onto there. And I know this is a bit too much, but what I would do is I would. Do you know, I'm in so many minds today. I want a dark bit really, so that it really shows it off. So can you see it looks like burnt onto there now? And then what I would do is I would cut that there, so you didn't waste it. So that's one idea. You can see today I am thinking on my feet. So let me go and get another piece of cardstock, so that we can have a clear. No. One of the things I love is vellum, and in fact we are looking at this with foiling as well. So I love the idea of vellum. So I'm just having a look at some different ideas. And then you've got this one as well. You've got the gold upon the gold, which is quite classy, and then you could introduce the blue. Yeah. Now what I want to do is I want to just show you how, when you do stick these down, how beautiful. If you've got the whole sheet, this has been embossed, but if you've got the whole sheet, I've got a little bit there that's sticking for some reason. I think I just caught it. There we go. Then you can just come in and just stick the whole sheet. So this is the first time I'm doing it with a whole non-used sheet. So yeah, so can you see how lovely that now is? So it's not translucent, but it feels like it is, and that just gives you such a lovely effect. And then what we could do on that is we could take, I haven't got an image here, but I could find an image from my papers. Or even take through these circles, because the circles are absolutely beautiful. And you could add some of these circles in. So really quite masculine cards. So there's just so many different little things you could be doing with these. Right, so we could add a layer of this in. This still think this is too light for this. So I would probably go with this, but you don't want to cover this up, do you? So what I'm going to do is I'm thinking, how would it look if I put that on there? So I didn't waste any of it. So I'm going to cut this. These are, like I said, are samples at the moment. We've just got them in. So, and I'm just going to cut. I mean, obviously at home you would take your time. And then you do the same thing again. Now, if you're somebody who finds it hard to peel things or do things, you can do it one bit at a time. But this is quite thick. It's not flimsy, that you can't unstick it or you can't work with it. It's quite forgiving. So she says, sticking it to her fingers. So it's very, very easy to work with, unless you're Deli, and then you just make it look like a dog, that you're having a fight with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that and I'm just going to put it to the end, and I'm just going to start it at the top, and then automatically it'll all fall into place anyway. And I don't mind if I get a few wrinkles in it. There you go. So once you've got the top bit, can you see that reflection is beautiful? And if this is a bit longer than the other piece, then we'll have to cut some of that off at the bottom. So you can lift it without ruining the underneath. So don't worry about any of that, because that way you can actually move it without ripping it. So it's very, very, very forgiving. So that's the other thing I've learned. It is very forgiving. So let's start. I've moved it. So I do want to show you, you know, that you don't have to be afraid of it. I'm going to cut a little bit more off the bottom there, because I know that my bit at the bottom is going to be shorter. So be careful when you cut. Keep all your little strips, because they're all adhesive. You can actually make a little mosaic out of it. So let me just... So I have no idea what I'm doing, because I've just got them. I just have an idea in my head. Oh look, I've cut that one longer, that one shorter, but we don't mind. We are playing today. But can you see, even with playing, how lovely that already looks? Yeah? Right, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce, probably, am I going to introduce this one? Ooh, there's all down. There we go. And I can just see how lovely this is looking, and the effects that I'm getting are just so beautiful. And like I said, you can, you know, you can either put the little sticky pads down first. I mean, it manipulates as well, so it's not like, oh, it's just going to be very flat. So it is very, very forgiving. So what you could do is, if you didn't want to take the backing off, you don't have to, and you could stick the elements to it. But I'm going to be daring. You know I'm daring, but there we are. Pip was watching me now. She'd probably be cringing. Thank you, Jill. Fancy floral. Is it fancy floral or fantasy? I think Pip calls it fantasy, and I think it's fancy. But it is. They're all beautiful, the pads. I have to say, there's loads of collections on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just off-centre it. Not too much, but enough for me to see everything that's going on underneath. You can do one bit at a time. And if you wanted to, you could be really clever, and then you could put these down if you wanted, or you could leave them up. Yeah? So look, you get 3D as well. Okay, now you could put that adhesive onto another piece of card as well. So we're getting there. Okay, so I'm just going to give that. So what I want to do is I want to keep those there. But obviously it's sticky on the other side. So what I'm going to do for me is I'm going to put little dots down. Dots, little glue bits, or whatever you want to call them, glue pads. And then I'm going to take these, and these are sticky too, and then we're going to get this really nice, beautiful effect. So, there we go. Oops. Is that across? All very, very forgiving. Now look at that. So you've got all this shine going on, you've got all of these different elements going on. Now, I'm not really a shiny person, to be honest. Or am I a shiny person? Or is that the wrong way to say it? Or blingy person at times. I can be. But I really like this because it's quite chic. It's very fragile. In fact, it looks fragile, but it isn't. So, and if you want to put some of them down, if you want to put some of these down, then, you know, do. You don't have to have them all up. So there you go. So, and that's how I would build that up. And it's not going anywhere. So it's really, really nice. So I'm not going to, I should use the trimmer or I should use a scalpel, but just for today, I'm just going to take my scissors and just, I mean, I'll probably cut straighter with the scissors than I would with the trimmer, know me. So obviously at home, you would take your time, you would make it really nice, but I'm just so excited, as you can see. And then, you know, you can start to build those in. I mean, just look at that, you know. And you can see already how lovely would that look. And nobody would know how you made it. So that's the other beauty of it, yeah? So I'm just thinking, what else can I do? I haven't got another one of those, so I can't fill that in. So, but you could easily go over the top of this bit as well. So there's just I mean, look how beautiful that looks. This is just one die I've used. As you can see, I've obviously used it a lot. So what I would do is, obviously you would cut this all really nicely. And then we could, I am going to stick it there because I think this will make a really nice, card. And I think it really pops. And what you could do is, you could bring in your gold again. Now can you see how lovely that is already looking? Now if you didn't want it this busy, you don't have to have all this shiny stuff. But I really do love the effect that you're getting. So you could do something on those lines, and then you could matte and layer that again onto a black, just to show you. I will make these, and once I've made it, you'll be able to see it. Oh, move this one down. Now can you see how, hopefully I can share that with you, how beautiful that's going to look if you just look from this side. And you're going to have all of that, you're going to have all those layers, and it's just a different way of working. So it's a really nice product, but just different. So just shows you, and then you can still use these to die cut. You can add them in as a ribbon. Obviously, you know, you don't want it too much of it. So if you just want a strip of it somewhere, then you can do that. I love the way these just look on black. They just look so, I mean, just look at that. You don't need to say anything else about it. Just stick it onto black and you're away. In fact, I'll go and grab a black piece of card and I'll just stick that onto there because I think that looks beautiful. There we go. We've got a black piece of card. So what we're going to do is we're just going to stick that down, and that will just give us one look. So hopefully I've given you some food for thought. See, very, very easy. I'm not going to go anywhere. Easy to move if you do make a mistake. And all I'm doing is just lining up the top bit, and everything else will fall into place. I mean, obviously I've die cut these. You could stick it on as a whole sheet. You know, it's very hard to find something which is, even when you peel it back, even on cardstock, it is very, very forgiving. I mean, obviously, if you stuck it down in the right place in the first place, you wouldn't be peeling it off. But I do want to show you that it is. I'm going to leave it there, and I'll just have to cut the edges to make it look like it's straight now, because I'm not going to lift it. Okay, as long as I've got a bit of more black edge on the edge, I'm alright. So smooth as well. It's got a lovely finish. Obviously when you haven't got it where you've got just the sheets and they're not embossed. Right, can you see how lovely is that? Now, I haven't seen anything like this, so I'm very excited, as you can tell. I made more mess than I needed to, and you could even use your waste and use some alcohol inks on that, as Jill points out, and just look at that. So we've made a few bits and pieces today, because I haven't really had time to play with it. I'm going to play with it a bit more, you know. You could even put it onto white to make it pop more, onto vellum. In fact, I haven't tried it on, I should have tried it on vellum, shouldn't I? But I think it will work on vellum as well. And then you can stick it onto your vellum, but obviously we would die cut that. But can you see how lovely this is going to be to work with? So we've got all these different examples. So you've got this one which we made earlier. Again, I haven't matte and laid it, but you get an idea. You get that beautiful light bulb. You get a little. We're going to do the sentiment strips, and we've got these really lovely, lovely. I still have to have a little bit more think about it. I have to be honest with you, because obviously I get very excited, as you can tell. And then that's another one, but a very different concept from what we usually see. And even if you wanted to put that onto a white card, you could. And again, the white really does make the foil pop. But that's quite a lot of foil on that one, by the way. But when you see them and they're standing, you don't notice it as much. It's only when you see them. This would look actually quite nice on the back of one of these. And then probably matte and layered on a bit of black. And that would look really beautiful, because that would break down that bit of foiling for you. But you've got the gold there in the writing. So they do make for very elegant cards, they really do. And it is just so lovely to work with. And you've got all that 3D going on, and they're not going anywhere. So, but if you have put glue, if you've put, bear in mind when I've peeled these back, these are sticky, so they will go flat and stick down. So if you want them to stay up, what I would suggest is, if you want a 3D look, is not to take the backing paper off and just use glue dots or glue to stick the actual element down, and that way you'll get the best of both worlds. But can you see how lovely that, they just look so elegant. And when you see them in one light, they look like something totally different. When you see them in another light, they look like something different. So this is why I think it's really important that you have a play with them, you have a look at them. So, and we've got this one here as well. Look at that. It's just so lovely. And then obviously if we stuck this one down, you'd get another effect. And each time you'd get a different, obviously each one gives you a different effect. No one piece will be the same. That's the other thing. So, you know, you can alcohol ink these as well, which make really lovely. And one of the things I started with was to say to you, you can foil any of our papers by using foils through the laminator. Obviously, I've used the Pentart Foils. So, there's the blue there. They come in sheets of 5. But if you wanted to, they are, aren't they, Di? There's the holographic ones are beautiful as well. So, you know, absolutely lovely. And I know Di does do foils as well, so do take a look. So you can just see, this is actually from the new collection, but I don't know why I'm playing with it, because it's actually, don't look on this side. So hopefully that's given you some food for thought. We haven't got, they've not gone live, because we've only just got them in, but I just wanted to just show you, because I was too excited to wait. That's all it was. But can you see, it's a totally different product to what I usually see, and I haven't seen anything quite like this on the market. Obviously you can do you can do this with glue, you can do it with a 3D glue, but this is just a self-adhesive. It's a lot less messier. You get different effects each time, And we're going to do a couple of varieties where you can do your own, where we'll do some, and we'll die cut some as well for those who don't have a die cutting machine as well. So it will be a variety of things, and then obviously we will start looking at, you know, you can start to foil your own cardstock as well. There's nothing on this, you just literally put this in a greaseproof paper with the foil facing upwards, and that's all you do, and then just put it through your laminator and you'll get this really beautiful effect, especially for the Christmas. I mean, I can't tell you, I don't know how to explain it to you how shiny it is. Can you see it? There you go. So that's one of the finishes that we've got on the paper that allows us to do that. So that is everything, I think. But anybody who missed it, please go back and have a look. This is Paul's favourite piece from Jill. He thinks it's Batman. So just show you that. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. That's from the industrial. And you can see how Jill's used the metallic crackle absolutely beautifully in those corners. Absolutely looks gorgeous. Really done a really good job. So I just wanted to, you know, I showed you quite a lot of examples. I don't even know which one my favourite is. There's one with Rustic Paris. I mean, Jill does loads of samples for us and she does an amazing job. Look at that. Beautiful memories. Those buildings really do sort of symbolise Ionic. Lovely texture moulds from Stamperia. You've got all the rice paper in the background. You've got crackle going on. You've got these beautiful rustic cogs going on, which could also, this could just as easily be the industrial blue, the timeless, fancy floral. So you can use all these techniques. I am hoping that Jill is going to do a Facebook Live next Thursday, because I will actually be at Crate and Craft at 12:45 for an hour and a half. So by the time I get home, it's too late. So I am hoping that Jill will kindly, if everything's okay with her, after her appointment, that she will then be able to do that for us. So, but there are some beautiful examples. You can see them, those who will watch Crate and Craft, but I will carry on each of our weeks to show you, because I can't tell you how beautiful they are. And I was literally, I was in tears when I saw them, but it's in happiness. So absolutely, there's just too many. I love this one. I love what Jill did with this one. I didn't show you this earlier. I don't know. Sorry, Jill, did I not ask you? I thought I had asked you, and that's why I asked you. But if you can't, I will understand. But, oh, I'm sorry. I've just been talking to myself. Just put this on just one of Jill's, and I think it just got a little knocked. There you go. So this is one of the ATC boxes that you're all familiar with. And what I've got here is Jill's made this beautiful, I can't tell you how beautiful it is. Look at that. She's used some crackle there. She's used the stamps. She's used the beautiful papers. There's just so much, and it doesn't stop there. You have to be careful, don't break it. So it won't be very popular. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Create what you need. Make room for your art. Your story matters. Isn't that gorgeous? Absolutely beautiful. She's so talented. I love this. I love this sort of thing. Absolutely gorgeous. And this is what you can be doing with the papers. Whichever ones you've got. I need to get some of these ribbons. I keep saying this to Jill. Every time I see one of her samples, I say exactly the same. I love this, the way you've done this metallic crackle as well. So there's some really lovely little pieces of metallic crackle going on all around. So that's everything. Oh, Jill, thank you. Thank you, you're so kind. Yeah, so that is everything for today, I think. I've just been too excited, that's all it is. Sorry, ladies. Just wait when Pip hears from me later. I'm going to get it right. B. So I just wanted to say thank you very much as always. Thank you for all your continued support. All the collections are on the website, both on Pip's and mine. And I will be on Crate and Craft next Thursday at 12:45 for those in the UK, and do watch it. And Pip will be showcasing on Tuesday, which is 6 o'clock our time in the UK, 10 o'clock in the morning in Canada, the new Christmas collections. And Jill has done some amazing samples for us, so we will be sharing some of those as well. Oh, Jill, that'd be brilliant. A UK supplier, yay! I know, those ribbons are beautiful. They really would lend themselves to our collections as well. Okay, then I'll have to catch up with you on that. So thank you very much, ladies. Sorry Pip couldn't join you today, but I'm sure she will be around later. It's not on your EPG, Di. You've probably forgotten about me. Don't worry about it. I will chase them on that, because obviously it's Thursday, it's the Mixed Media Hour, 3rd of June, and it's 12:45. It's probably under ShokART. God knows what else they've put it under. So yeah, so that's brilliant. So I will have a look at that as well, because it's a bit early for them, you know, it's a bit too early. So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for your support, and I will catch up with you next week.